Hey, this is Walking and Talking Spirituality. Thanks for taking a walk with me. I want to share some of the best advice that Dr. Bob Tuttle ever gave me. And it's real simple. If we could really embrace this, and he's been telling me this for years, and I'm 52 now, so I think I finally understand. Again, he's retired over 10 years ago. I still see him, but he told me this stuff probably 20 some years ago. So I hope it sticks quicker than it did with me. But Tuttle always said, and I may have thrown one of the phrases in here, but this is mostly a Bob Tuttle quote: shut up, show up, pay attention. God's got way more invested in this than you do. Now, I'll be the first to confess to be able to say that for years, but probably not believe it, that I always felt like I had way more invested in this than God did. But over the last decade, I've slowly untangled myself from all that. And, when I coach now, and I've been a coach, I can call myself a coach for over 3 years. Obviously, at some level, I've been doing that my whole life as a pastor and even as a mentor at the seminary, but actually coaching people. And the reason I've been able to do that is because I can do what Tuttle says. Shut up, show up, pay attention. God's got way more invested in this than I do. And all that ability to really pay attention, to literally try to love the person I'm talking to and see them as Christ sees them. Listen. Refuse to just think about what I want to say next, but literally shut up, pay attention, be mindful. That has become a new ability that I've cultivated, because everybody that knows me knows that, if you know me my whole life, I'm like a driven guy. I'm the guy that's so busy that if you want something done, you can still give it to me and I'll squeeze it in. Always racing ahead. Well, those of you who know me really well know that guy hasn't existed for a while. And I can thank my contemplative practices for that. And I want to give a testimony. I talk about this in my other videos, but doing the prayer of examen, a journaling practice, and I have other videos on that. But a real intentional journaling practice that I do every day. I've been doing that for over a decade. And then adding meditative prayer over the last decade, but as full-blown 20-minute centering prayer sessions every day, and sometimes more than that. That's been, I'd say, approximately 5 to 6 year journey. Though the meditation would go back in some form about 10 years too. Those two practices have changed me, I think, for the good. And I finally can say at this point in my life, I get what Tuttle was saying to me. Shut up, show up, pay attention. God's got way more invested in this conversation, in this relationship, in this moment than I do. What about you? Have you found your ability to show up, hold space, and be there powerfully for a fellow soul? Love to hear about it. Until next time, live by faith, be known by love, and be a voice of hope to others.